Oh, hey guys. So we're over here in this corner of the room today. There's a reason for that. I hit the jackpot with some VHS tapes. And decided that I figured this was the perfect corner to bring this back to, show them off. I mean, this is where I house my VHS as is. So, why don't you guys stick around after this intro, and we're going to dig right into this stack I have sitting here on the floor. Hello everyone, my name is Jeff, and welcome back to my channel, JOHNDOEJUGGALO. If this is your first time here, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Like my daughter says, it's free and you can always change your mind later. If this is not your first time here, welcome back. This is where you're going to find me discussing my favorite things about movies and music, video games, and the physical medias that surround all of those types of mediums. So please sit back and relax and check out this next video. So yeah, there's not going to be any really particular order, except for we're just going to show them off in alphabetical order. So the first one that we found, now this was all kind of found at the same spot, except for like one in this stack, and then a couple at the end. Now this one was found along with a lot of these 80s action movies. I hit like the jackpot of 80s action movies on VHS. This one's not action, but it's a good ride from what I'm told. I've not seen this one before. But that's going to be American Graffiti, guys. Look at that. And it's nice and crisp. It's got a little thicker there, but most VHSs this far into their lifespan do, right? So, anyways, on to the next one. Alright, so this next one I was very happy to find, because this is a major film that me and my wife love. We both really enjoy this one, and that's going to be Labyrinth. And for the age of this, it's in great condition as well. Look at that. You know, there's just a little bit of it's cardboard, and this is from the 80s. Like, this is the original tape from the 80s, and it's beautiful, guys. So, we're adding Labyrinth to the VHS collection. Up next is going to be the same movie twice. And yes, I bought it twice. I bought it in the same place, but I got it because they're both just slightly different. And we have the biggest 4K hit of the year, The Long Kiss Goodnight. Now, I really do like this film. And the reason why I got two different versions is because they have the exact same barcodes. They're considered the exact same film. But this one, all the lettering on the spine and on the front is all embossed. And here it's flat. So just different boxes. I just thought it was neat that one was embossed and one wasn't, even though they probably both came out at like the exact same time, or at least if they changed the box, they still kept it coded the same barcode wise. And I can put them on the shelf and just kind of face them back to back like that, you know, and have both of them hanging out. Alright, y'all. So next up is actually one that I did already have in the VHS collection, but it's a different version of the film. What I originally had is the director's cut, and this is the original theatrical cut of Lethal Weapon 3. This is just a banger of a movie. It's a classic. I remember seeing this in the drive-in when I was just a wee little guy. I've always had a fun time with this. This is Joe Pesci in this is just hilarious. And for a third movie in a buddy cop action movie, it still is super, super solid. I mean, I like all the Lethal Weapons anyways, but Lethal Weapon 3, it holds a soft spot in my heart. Now, I know I told you guys that there was no real particular order for these, even though it's going to seem like there is, other than alphabetically. But, you know, we just had Mel Gibson in Lethal Weapon 3. And these next 3 are all Mel Gibson as well. And that's starting with Mad Max. This thing is in, like, amazing condition for the age of it. Now, this is a Good Times one. And what I have learned about Good Times VHSs is that they were more the budget line on how to get your movie. You know how people say, oh, boutiques, those are your top dollar, and then you have your studio. Well, then this would have been like your studio. Even though it is not the studio release, it's Good Times. But I'm assuming a little bit of a less quality tape. I'm not really sure, but yeah, VHSs were sort of before my time, but not really. Like, I grew up throughout the 90s, and we watched lots of VHSs in my house, and my family have always collected movies, so VHSs were always around. But in terms of, like, figuring out brand and different companies that make them, that's all news that I'm still just learning. Or trying to obtain the information. Now, what's better than one Mad Max movie? How about 2 Mad Max movies? And we got The Road Warrior. This is great. It's in great condition as well. I don't know how whoever took care of their tapes really took care of them, because I mean this is in fantastic condition. It even has, I guess, a barcode on it. Now this has a barcode that says 1993 on it. It says 9893. This might be a rental barcode. I'm not really sure. The box is super nice to have been a rental store box, unless the box just never left the store. And maybe that's the case. But we got the Road Warrior, guys. And lastly, this one is not nearly in as good of condition, but I got it as basically a placeholder to know that I'm looking for a better conditioned box at the very least. If not, just replace the whole darn thing altogether. And that's going to be Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. This box is really tore up and tethered. So that kind of stinks. And there's like a name on it. I'm not gonna, probably shouldn't point that name out. I don't really know who it is, because I got this, thrifting. But the box is so janky that it's kind of hard to get the tape out of it, because it's just kind of ripped. But the tape itself is in what looks to be pretty alright condition. So it's just that the box is loved. It's kind of hard to get the tape back in it too. Wow. Yeah, the box has definitely been used. But we have the whole trilogy, or the original trilogy of Mad Max, right here on VHS. So now this next one, this was one that my wife was pretty excited about me finding, because she had seen it before, I guess. I've never seen it. And it is the talk of the town right now, because it has a new 4K that just recently came out at the beginning of the summer. And that's going to be The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. Now, this is in amazing condition. Like, this box is super crispy. This tape, super, super crispy, super clean. All the labels are still intact. It was really nice finding this, and I grabbed it because it was the talk of the town for the 4K, and then I brought it home, and my wife was like, hey, I know that movie. I used to watch it with my dad, so it was pretty cool to be able to bring something home like that. Plus, I mean, it's got James Stewart and John Wayne, so probably, I would say, a perfect Western if there is one. I don't really know, like I said, I've not seen it, but a lot of people talk highly of this. And I just don't know much about Westerns. I'm still very green behind the ears when it comes to Westerns. So it's nice to add this one to the collection just to, you know, have access to it. Now next up, we're going to really change up the, the genre. We're going to take a nice good spin on it. There's no action. There's no Western, you know. And the Western kind of is action-y too, right? This one is straight comedy. And we got one of my favorites. And, wow. They're about to come out with a 4K steelbook that replicates this VHS box. And that is Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Now, this has a 1991 copyright on it for the VHS. Of course, the movie came out in the 70s. But this is the cover art that most everyone, or art, because this was the original poster art too. But this is the art that everyone finds synonymous with the movie. But it's been a very long time since we've had this artwork on an edition. And we're getting a very nice steelbook for its 4K upgrade that looks just like this. And this is in just immaculate condition. I'm very, very happy to add this comedy classic to the VHS wall. Alright, y'all. So these next two, they just go hand in hand because, well, one's a sequel to the other. But these are action classics from, well, my childhood and even before. Like I said, I believe I hit the grail of somebody's dad, probably a friend of mine's dad's 80s VHS action movies. Because we got Predator 1 and Predator 2 in some very, very crispy boxes. I mean, for the age of these, they are stupendous. The proof of purchase is still on Predator. I can't tell you the last time I seen a VHS that is of a movie this loved and behold, where the proof of purchase wasn't pulled off of it, the tabs wasn't pulled, the tapes didn't look good. This is a very, very nice tape. And so is this Predator 2. I mean, I've never actually seen this on the VHS before, at least to my recollect. I'm sure that my dad or my grandpa or someone in my family had this movie on VHS in the 90s. It's like guaranteed, I know, because I know I've seen this film many times. But in my adulthood, I've not seen this on VHS ever in the wild. So it's very nice to have found one in such immaculate condition. We have the Predator movies now, guys. Pretty awesome. Alright, so sticking with that 80s action VHS theme, right, guys? I mean, they're all VHSs. That's the whole video. But classic VHSs from 80s action movies. We have one of the more controversial sequels because some people love it and some people absolutely hate it. I'm just happy to have it in my collection in a pretty nice box. And that's RoboCop 2. I recently got RoboCop 1, I believe last summer. So now I've got part 2, and I've got 1 and 2 together. And this is a very nice box as well. It's a little, there's like a little sticker fade there. I'm sure it could be cleaned up a little bit, but for the age of this, it's in pretty nice condition. It's got a tape number on it. It still has its runtime sticker for, its rental, because it was a rental, 50 cents if not rewound. So I'm not really sure how good of condition. Ooh, it's got some old school VHS dust up in there too. I'm not sure how good a condition the tape will be in. I will probably end up checking it out and watching a little bit of it at some point, because I don't actually have any of the RoboCop movies except for the remake on a disc. All my other RoboCop movies as well, part 1 and part 2 on tape. And that's all I have for RoboCop in my collection, which is kind of odd. But hey, I'm going to check it out. I'll find out real soon if this VHS is worthy to watch or not, because I'll be turning it off if it's not, right? So this is going to end the 80s action stack, right? We've had some great bangers here. Some wonderful action franchises to be represented on classic VHS. And these next 2 are of no difference. They are some of the biggest films of all time. One of the best sequels of all time. One of the best sci-fi action horror movies of all time. And that's going to be The Terminator and Terminator 2 Judgment Day. And these are in great condition. I mean, for as much as I know these were probably watched, look at this. It's so nice. This is an extended play, so it's probably going to run really fast. It says Hemdale Major Independent, so this is probably one of those cheaper VHSs, but man, look at this freaking box. It's so retro. I love it. It's got the classic artwork on there, and just they put, your information down underneath the poster art, and it's in really nice condition for the age of it, like all of these really, in my opinion. I'm quite impressed by how good they look. Now this is when they started printing them on the sides, like you can't probably see it in the video, but it is printed, the text for the information of the type of tape and like its serial code or whatever. Not really seeing a resembled date, but I do know that it says that this was released in 1992. So this was most definitely a budget VHS. Now, this T2 was more along the lines of the day one VHS. I mean, look how much tape is in this bad boy. It's the full on. This was before they were budget cutting VHS tapes for new release movies. This was probably like really close to when the movie come out or very soon after. It says 1991. So yeah, I mean, maybe that's not the year the tape came out. Yeah, all I'm seeing is 1991, so maybe it was the year the movie come out, was the year this come out. This is Carloco Home Video. Don't really know much about these old companies, guys. Like I said, research I might end up doing. It's kind of interesting to go back and look at, the old history of home media. I mean, look at this though. Look at these spines. You got Arnold on this spine. Got Linda Hamilton on this spine. It's nice. Like, it's really nice to add these classics to the VHS wall. Now, when I was out thrifting at a other store, I did find a sci-fi classic. And it is actually the first time that I'm adding a Star Trek movie to my collection. There's no Star Trek movie at all in my entire collection. Not even my favorite, which is First Contact. Come on. The Borg. Shit, that's like the best one in my opinion. But we did get what started it all. We got the motion picture. And it is the widescreen edition on VHS. I find that to be very nice because you don't find a lot of widescreen VHS tapes. It's in very nice condition. The tape, somebody didn't rewind it. But this is actually a VHS. It's a newer one for VHS. The year on it is 2001. So it is probably one of the last, maybe not the last, but one of the last Star Trek motion pictures on VHS. Which I would imagine that 2001 does make it a little more of a reason why it would be widescreen. We were starting to get widescreen TVs around that time, or more cinephiles were getting into the whole, I want widescreen at home. Laserdisc really helped push that forward quite a bit. And VHS tried to follow suit there at the end. And I got myself a nice copy of Star Trek out of the deal. How many times could this have been watched if it was released in 2001? I don't think that many. So I'm kind of excited to check it out. Alright guys, so we're going to button this up with some VHSs that I got from my friend's video game store. He started messing around with VHS tapes and some DVDs and Blu-rays and whatnot. And I was like, I'm going to dig around your VHS. Now I got a couple other ones and they're already kind of thrown up here on the wall. I'm not going to pull them off because, you know, it's just whatever at this point. But these ones I was really excited to find because I know that I had these when I was younger. Way younger. And I know that I watched the crap out of them. And I already have all these on DVD. But it's just neat to be adding these. And that's going to be VHS tapes of the 90s Turtles cartoon. 80s, 90s. I know. That's the 90s kid coming out of me, right? Calling it the 90s Turtle. But you have your Family Home Entertainment, which were huge for releasing these Turtle movies. And quite a bit of other things too. But these were actual retail ones that have barcodes. This one is the Turtles Awesome Easter. So I got the Turtles hanging out with Easter. 47 minutes. So, you know, an hour of cartoons. Parents probably would kill to have me just play it, rewind it, play it, rewind it. Just because, hey, it would probably keep me entertained all day long at 47-minute runtime. And then this other one is the Shredder is Splintered. And it is a 53-minute runtime. But I'm pretty sure this is about halfway through the series when Shredder comes back after he's been defeated. So, small tape, 53 minutes, you know. That's probably about 4 episodes of Turtles. They're about 20, they were somewhere between 15, 20 minutes a piece. So, and then this last one, it is a Family Home Entertainment, but there is no barcode on it because it wasn't originally sold in stores. It was given away as a Happy Meal. And that is the Great Boldini. And I believe it's just one episode because its runtime is 25 minutes. And it says collect all 4. So there were 4 of these that they did through Burger King. Very little bits of tape. I could rewind it and it'll take about 3 seconds probably. But the box is in pretty good condition. It's, I thought it was cool to have the Burger King Kids Club tape. You got your Burger King logo on there. It's all legit and official, and it's just cool. It brings back some of my childhood from, the 90s. So yeah, we got these turtle ones. Now, that's the stack, guys. That's every bit of the VHSs we're gonna add to the wall. So let me know what you guys think. I think I'm adding some classics to the library this time. Obviously, if it's on VHS, it's a classic anyways. Unless you're getting new VHSs, which I got a video coming out real soon about that as well. If it's not out already, I don't know which order I'm putting these out in, but I'm collecting new VHS and old VHS in 2025 because I'm just trying to collect my favorite movies in a way that makes me happy and doesn't break the bank too bad. So if you guys dig that too, why don't you guys drop a subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And if you are already subscribed, hit that like button for me. You guys know that helps it push out into the algorithm a little bit more. And I like to talk with all kinds of people. So if we can get some new ones in here, let's do it. I'd like to take a moment to thank the members. Thank you all so much for your dedicated support. It really means the world to me to have people that just want to give a little bit of friendship and monetary support, I suppose, is what we'll call that. But I call it friendship and just a little bit of extra support. Thank you all so much. The very least I can do is pop your name up here. But like always, everyone, that's not why I do this. That's just a little bit of like a cherry on top. The whole piece of the pie for me is just hanging out in the chat, talking with you guys, and getting your guys' opinions on movies and formats and what you're collecting in 2025. And like always, guys, I want you to remember to always keep it physical.